What if the secrets to unlocking your mind's full potential aren't found in cutting-edge technology, but in wisdom thousands of years old? Imagine sharpening your focus, supercharging your memory, and finding deep mental clarity. Not through biohacking gadgets or productivity apps, but through techniques that ancient masters once used to train their minds. Forget everything you think you know about optimizing your brain. This isn't about expensive supplements, nootropics, or complicated life hacks. We're going to uncover ancient brain hacks, profound practices from forgotten civilizations that hold the key to modern mental mastery. Prepare to journey through time, from the marble halls of Rome to the temples of Egypt, from the silence of Greek philosophers to the chants of Vedic sages, and rediscover how ancient wisdom can reawaken your modern mind. We live in the age of distraction. Notifications, endless scrolling, a constant stream of noise competing for every sliver of our attention. But what if focus, true, deep, undistracted focus, isn't something new we need to learn, but something old we've simply forgotten? Thousands of years ago, ancient thinkers faced different challenges. No smartphones, no dopamine traps, yet they still battled distraction. The human mind has always wandered, and the ancients? They had techniques to master it. Stoic single-tasking. Let's start in ancient Rome with the Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They believed the key to mastery was not doing more, but doing one thing fully. They practiced what we might call Stoic single-tasking. Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." He taught that a mind divided cannot think clearly or act effectively. But how did they maintain this mental discipline? Through a method called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Before beginning any task, a Stoic would visualize every possible distraction or obstacle that could arise, and mentally disarm it before it happened. By expecting interruptions, they neutralized their power. Today you can apply this before you start work. Ask yourself, what could derail me? What temptations might pull me off course? See them clearly, accept them, and resolve in advance not to be moved. You'll be amazed at how this ancient thought exercise strengthens your focus. The Roman Memory Palace. Now, imagine this. You walk through a grand marble villa in your mind. Each room holds an object, a symbol, representing something you wish to remember. This was the Roman Memory Palace, a mental architecture used by orators and philosophers to memorize entire speeches, poems, or texts word for word. Cicero himself used this method to deliver hours-long speeches without notes. He would visualize each argument as an object placed in a specific room of his mental palace. To recall it, he'd simply walk through the palace in his imagination. Neuroscience today confirms the power of this technique. It activates the brain's spatial memory networks, turning abstract information into vivid, memorable imagery. You can build your own. Next time you need to memorize something, a presentation, ideas, even people's names, imagine placing each piece of information in a familiar location. Your mind, ancient or modern, loves to think in images and spaces. And the best part? The more you use your memory palace, the larger and richer it becomes. It's like building your own internal library of focus and recall. Our ancestors weren't just philosophers. They were explorers of consciousness. They studied dreams, symbols, and rhythms as gateways into deeper levels of the mind. In ancient Egypt, dreams weren't random. They were sacred messages. Priests and seekers practiced dream incubation, sleeping in temples dedicated to gods like Serapis or Imhotep, hoping for divine guidance. They prepared through fasting, prayer, and meditation, clearing the mind before sleep. Their goal? To enter sleep consciously, to pose a question to the subconscious, and awaken with insight. Today, we'd call this lucid dreaming or intentional problem solving during sleep. And science backs it. Studies show our brains continue processing complex information during REM sleep. To try this ancient practice, before bed, write a question you want answered. Meditate on it. As you drift off, imagine entering a sacred space, your own mental temple. When you wake, record your dreams immediately. You might be surprised what ancient wisdom your subconscious holds. The Greeks were obsessed with memory. Mnemosyne was literally a goddess. They believed memory wasn't just mental storage, but the root of creativity, wisdom, and identity. Greek scholars mastered the art of mnemonic storytelling, turning facts into vivid, emotional images. They knew the mind doesn't remember data, it remembers emotion. Want to remember something long-term? Turn it into a story. Give it texture, color, and drama. If you need to recall a list, imagine it as a vivid scene. The stranger, the funnier, the better. The ancient Greeks would have loved our modern neuroscience. Emotional and visual associations do strengthen memory by engaging multiple neural pathways. Their art was not forgotten, only renamed. Mnemonics were their ancient brain hack for infinite recall. Let's travel east to the riverbanks of the Vedic world, India, thousands of years ago. There, sages recited sacred texts not from books, but from perfect memory, through rhythmic chanting. The Vedas were preserved for millennia, word for word through sound alone. How? By training the brain to enter a rhythmic, meditative state through repeated vibration. Modern research now shows that chanting reduces stress hormones, synchronizes brain hemispheres, and improves attention. The rhythm itself quiets the analytical mind, making room for deep clarity. You don't need to chant in Sanskrit to benefit. Find a sound, a phrase, even a single syllable, and repeat it slowly with your breath. It's not about religion, it's about resonance, aligning your body, breath, and mind into one calm frequency. If there's one thing our ancestors understood deeply, it's balance. They knew that a clear mind isn't achieved through constant doing, but through being. When the world feels too fast, ancient wisdom teaches us to slow down, to reconnect, to breathe. Buddhist mindfulness. Centuries ago, Buddhist monks observed the restless nature of thought, the monkey mind jumping from branch to branch. Their solution? Mindfulness. Not as an app or productivity tool, but as a radical act of awareness, to sit, breathe, and observe without judgment. Mindfulness wasn't about escape, it was about presence. Modern psychology now uses mindfulness to treat anxiety, depression, and burnout, proving what monks knew all along: awareness heals. To begin, take just 5 minutes a day, sit quietly, feel your breath. Watch thoughts come and go. Over time, this simple act rewires your brain for calm focus. Taoist Wu Wei, the art of effortless action. From ancient China comes a paradoxical truth. The more you force something, the less it flows. The Taoists called this Wu Wei, non-action or effortless action. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting in perfect harmony with nature's flow. Think of an artist in the zone, a surfer on the wave, a musician lost in rhythm. Effort and ease merge. That's Wu Wei. When we stop resisting what is, we conserve immense mental energy. Instead of pushing against life, we move with it. Next time you face stress, ask, am I forcing or flowing? Wu Wei teaches that true power comes not from control, but from alignment. Sufi whirling, moving meditation. Now imagine music rising, a soft flute and a circle of Sufi mystics spinning gracefully, eyes closed. This is Sufi whirling, an ancient form of active meditation. Each turn symbolizes the orbit of planets, the dance of existence. As they whirl, Sufis enter a state of profound stillness within motion. Modern research shows rhythmic movement like this releases endorphins, balances the nervous system, and induces trance-like calm. It's meditation through movement, a reminder that stillness isn't always about being still. Try it yourself. Move, sway, dance slowly with your eyes closed. Lose yourself in rhythm, and you might find your center waiting quietly at the core. Every ancient genius had rituals, patterns of life that nourished their minds. Socratic questioning Socrates didn't lecture, he questioned. His method was simple yet revolutionary: to seek truth by dismantling assumptions through dialogue. This Socratic questioning isn't just philosophy, it's cognitive sharpening. It forces the brain to analyze, reflect, and reason deeply. You can practice this today. When facing a belief or decision, ask yourself, what evidence supports this? What might I be missing? What if the opposite were true? Each question slices through mental fog. In an age of information overload, Socratic clarity is the ultimate detox. Pythagorean silence and reflection. The mathematician Pythagoras required his students to spend years in silence before they could speak in his school. Why? Because silence refines thought. In silence, the mind stops reacting and starts perceiving. Today, our silence is invaded by noise, but even 10 minutes of quiet reflection can reset your mental circuitry. Try this. Each evening, sit without your phone or music. Let thoughts settle. Reflect on your day, your choices, your growth. This isn't empty time. It's ancient mental cleansing. Roman bathing rituals. To the Romans, bathing wasn't hygiene, it was renewal. Their thermae were temples for the body and mind. Warm water, steam, conversation, reflection, a ritual of reset. Modern science confirms what they intuitively knew. Warm immersion activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress and improving mood. Even a hot shower can become a Roman ritual. Slow down. Feel the warmth. Let tension dissolve. Self-care isn't indulgence, it's ancient discipline. You've traveled through centuries of wisdom, from Stoic focus to Buddhist calm, from Vedic rhythm to Socratic reflection. But how do you bring this into your modern life? Designing your own ancient ritual. Choose one practice that resonates. Maybe it's morning Stoic reflection, or 5 minutes of mindfulness before work. Maybe it's ending your day with silence, or using storytelling to remember what you learn. The key isn't doing everything, it's doing something with intention. Turn it into ritual. Create your own temple of time, a space each day where ancient wisdom meets modern mind. The power of consistency. Ancient mastery wasn't about instant results, it was about rhythm, repetition, and ritual. The same chant repeated daily, the same meditation at dawn. Consistency transforms techniques into transformation. As Seneca said, nothing is ours except time. So invest yours wisely, not in endless productivity, but in practices that align your inner world. Looking forward, in a world chasing the next big innovation, maybe the real revolution lies behind us. The ancients didn't have smartphones or AI, yet they mastered focus, memory, and peace better than most of us do today. These ancient brain hacks aren't relics. They're reminders that within us lies a timeless intelligence waiting to be reawakened. So ask yourself, what if the wisdom you seek isn't new, but remembered? What if the mind you wish to master has always known the way? The path forward begins by looking back to the forgotten brilliance of those who came before. This is the art of the ancient mind, and it's time to know it again. Know more. Be more.